Hi Shankar.
Hi, sir.
What happened? Why are you dull?
So I'm preparing SSC exam, sir. It is last year syllabus, so much of syllabus is there. I'm getting very tension, sir.
I am here. You don't fear because in our Gauri Smart channel for SSC exam, each and every topic will be covered. Mathematics, science, social, GK. Each and every topic will be covered, and also grand test also will be covered. So you don't get tension. Understand?
Really, sir?
Yes.
Oh, hooray! Thank you,
Okay.
sir. Thank
All
you.
the
Thank
best
you.
for your exam.
So all of you like this Gauri Smart channel and subscribe this Gauri Smart channel. Thank you.
Hi, today we are going to discuss about Class 8 Civics lesson number 5 Judiciary. So, in this class we discuss about what is the role of the courts, what is the meaning of judiciary, how it is protect us, and also we have two differences between the criminal cases and civil cases, and what is the authority of the Supreme Court, and all kinds of things we can discuss in this chapter. The topic is judiciary. Judiciary. This is the lesson number 5, class 8. This is the topic of civics. Okay, let us come to the point. Judiciary. Judiciary means court of law. So, court of law, how it is protecting, already we discussed before, lesson number 4, understanding law. Now, we are going to discuss about the court of laws. What is the court of laws? How it is protect us? First of all, you can go with the role of the judiciary. What is the role? It is a main role, it is to protect the fundamental rights. To protect yes, fundamental rights is a very important for the Indian citizens. So how do it is to protect the fundamental rights? We can discuss about this part of the code. So if any kind of person, you know that there are 6 fundamental rights are there. Right to education, right to equality, right to against the exploitation, right to property, right to freedom, all kinds of things we have called as fundamental rights. Right to religion, also one kind of fundamental rights. According to these fundamental rights, if any kind of person are criticizing or forcing to join in their religion, so it will be made as a one kind of case, means it is a one kind of criminal case, criminal activity, that is we can call it criminal activity. No one should not be forcing to join their religion as per the wish, as per the freedom. Suppose you can take the example of education, freedom of education. Yeah, we have that freedom of education is there. We are going to other places in other states, and whatever it is convenient for you, you can go there and you can educate it. No problem. You can join your colleges, universities and schools also. Such kind of facilities provided by the fundamental rights as per the Indian Constitution. According to this situation, if any kind of school management or any kind of colleges management is giving that any kind of rejecting the student of any other person, suppose the person is coming from Orissa or Bihar to join Andhra schools, no problem, if the person should be have the right to join in Andhra schools also, because such kind of rights are provided by the Indian courts. If any kind of person, that means if any kind of person or any kind of management in the Andhra schools, the person should have any rejecting that admission means it will be made as a case, it is a criminal case only. Because this kind of situation are protected by our courts. Let us discuss among the important points about the Supreme Court and High Court and local courts. Yeah, we have the three types of courts are there in India. Courts are, we have that different types are there. One is the ultimate court, it is in the Supreme Court only. Yes. And second part, it is in the, we have the state, that means high courts are there. High courts. And we have the another thing is that district courts are there. According to the Supreme Court, it is only one court in our India capital, it is located in the place of Delhi. And Supreme Court, under the Supreme Court, one more court is there. In state level, high courts are there in the state level. Every state, as per the population, they have to, our government arranging the high courts as per the population only. And according to the district courts, or every district, one court it is there, that is in the district courts only. Okay, according to this place, district courts are there in the place of, in every district. Okay. So, what is the responsibilities? How Supreme Court judges are appointed by the, how judgment is going on, what kind of judgment, which cases are dealing the Supreme Court, what is the things we can discuss now. According to this, we have to discuss about the Supreme Courts. Supreme, yeah, Supreme means ultimate. No other courts in the place of country. According to this situation, we have the Supreme Court, only one court it is there in every country. Like in our India, our Supreme Court is located in the place of New Delhi. Then here there are 22 judges are there along with Chief Justice of Supreme Court. These Chief Justice of Supreme Court appointed by the President. After the remaining judges, 21 judges are appointed by the Chief Justice of Supreme Court with the help of President. Am I clear? Again I repeat it. The Supreme Court, the Chief Justice of Supreme Court appointed by the President with the help of the President and along with the Chief Justice of Supreme Court, both they have to appoint the remaining judges in the Supreme Court. So now come to the point. It is located in New Delhi, and what kind of cases are handling the Supreme Court? Yes, it is not dealing all the cases. It does not handling all the cases. Only few cases only. According to that, state to state, any kind of disputes are there. Supreme Court, state to state, any kind of disputes, means any kind of war, any kind of things are going on. Suppose you can take the example of Tungabhadra river water system. Every year, Tungabhadra river water is manageable by the water to the two states. One is that Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. Now Andhra Pradesh again divided into two parts now. Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. Now these three states have some kind of disputes how much water supply should be releasing from the dam of Tungabhadra. So these three kinds of situation, they have some kind of problem. It is in the state to state disputes are there in the place. So that is an example of AP and Karnataka water disputes, order disputes, and according to this, Supreme Court handling about that any kind of criminal cases also handling the Supreme Court only. What are the criminal cases? Criminal cases are two types of the things are there. One is the robbery, exploitation. That means robbery and exploitation are both the same. And one more, it is the murder cases, which are any kind of person can murdered, killed by the any other person. That is also comes under the criminal cases only. These murder cases and bank robbery, according to the bank robberies are going on, according to that means ATM robbery, bank robbery, these all comes under the high cases. These all the high cases are handling by the Supreme Court only. Example, you can say that example of robbery cases, and we have murder cases are comes under the criminal cases only. These criminal cases only they have to, and any kind of political cases are there, political issues, any kind of political issues also solved by the courts. Actually, what is the judiciary? Judiciary is one of the important part which is in the central level. According to that, we have the following that horizontal type of democracy and vertical type of democracies. Yes, we have the federalism divided into two types. One is that horizontal and vertical. Just have a look here once. We have two types of government system is going on in our country. That is in a federal system we are following. That means legislative and executives and also judiciary. Judiciary is not in the third level. It is equal to all kinds of things. It is a very important place, role occupying in the place of country. These all the levels are equal only. One is greater, one is not lesser. Legislative, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and executive all councils of ministers, which are the education minister, finance minister, road and buildings minister, sports minister, and entertainment. All kinds of ministers are comes under the councils of ministers, which are executives only. Legislative, it is to make a law. Executive, it is a implement the law. Legislative, it is to make a law. Executive, to implement the law. Judiciary, we solve the problems. What kind of solve the problems are there in the country? All kinds of problems they have solved it. So everybody have the same kind of equal priority is there. This is we can call as a horizontal type of government. Whereas come to the vertical type of government, we have that central level, state level, and local level. It is there. There are three types are there. These three types again that in the central level it is have the central power. We have that prime minister, president, all kinds of councils of ministers are there in the central level, and state level we have that CM, governor, and all the MLAs are there. In the local level we have that we have MLAs and all kinds of people like collector and district collectors are there, police and everybody. We have ward councillors also comes under the local level. So here local level always they have to this under the control of local level is always under the control of the state level. All the states are under the control of the central level. Okay, these all it is power sharing only, not for that one is very high position, one is a very low position, not like that. That means our country is a very huge amount of population is there in our country. We should not give the one single government, one kind of person is unable to handle all kinds of the things. So what we can do, we have to sharing our power. So according to this power, judiciary also one kind of power, it will be have the power, most power it is in the resolve the problems. Yes, we have the many problems in our country. Yes, some of the accident cases are there, dowry cases are there, we have land disputes among the one person to another person, and they have some kind of disputes about the thefting cases is going on. Many problems are there in our country. But if there is no judiciary, who will handling all these cases? Yes, no one handling any other kinds of cases. That means the country should have not at all following the smooth manner. There is no government should not take up the all kinds of the things. So that's why our country must be need a judiciary compulsory. Yes, according to this judiciary, about that we will go move with high courts. Where the high courts are there, in which places high courts are located. So already we discussed one point, important point about the high courts. High courts are only allotted for the population. How much population is there depends upon the population only. We have to arrange in the high courts only. Like in the place of Goa, it is a little bit amount of population. Very less population is in the place of Goa. But we should not arrange in that, the government should not arrange in the one kind of high court in the place of Goa. So that's why the Goa people are moved to that other places of Karnataka, in the near to the Karnataka area. They have to solve their problems. Okay, now come to the part of high court. What is the main thing and who are they? How many things, which cases are handled in the high court? Let us we discuss now. See, here we have discussed about the high court. High court is located in the place of Hyderabad. This is a actually it is in the place of Hyderabad, and it is a one high court is located now at present now. Okay, so according to this, what kind of cases are handling in the high court? All the criminal cases also, like small cases, and one district to another district, any kind of disputes are there, they have to take care about the high courts only. One district to another district. There are any kind of trading side, exports and imports. Exports or imports. Imports or any kinds of disputes are there about the trading also, and also they have to land disputes among the any kinds of two kinds of persons, brothers or any relatives, and otherwise grandfather property is not going to the grandson, and both any kind of there is no document, grandfather suddenly died, there is no document, there is no papers, how the property will move to the other person, so who have the rights, these all the things they have discussed in the place of high courts on land disputes. And one more important thing is the dowry cases, and according to that wife and husband cases, wife and husband, and harassment, as one of the important cases is harassment. So according to the harassment cases, that means father-in-law is to forcing to the daughter-in-law to give a more amount of dowry. Actually, according to the dowry provision 1961, in the year of 1961, it is a crime, it is a criminal. We should not take any kind of dowry from the bridegrooms. So it is the importance of that in Hindu superstitions. We can believe some kind of in the olden days onwards, they have to the boy should take the dowry from the girl, a woman, and it is a common thing. It is going on in the place of in India. Okay, let it be now. According to these cases, any kind of cases, harassment of the daughter-in-law, and that means mother-in-law wants to harassed by the daughter-in-law, mother-in-law harassed by the daughter-in-law. That is that cases also. Every time what we can see, it means actually daughter-in-law harassed by the mother-in-law. Some all 90% cases like that only, but 10% of cases also. That means it is daughter-in-law is harassed to the mother-in-law also. These kind of cases also there. So why? Okay, there is no mother-in-law, there is no father-in-law. Even though there are some kind of harassment from the husband, to harassment of not only dowry and harassing about to take any other person, other woman without illegal linking with other women, and such kind of cases. That means he is not giving the more priority to the first wife and he is giving the second wife only, and drinking. Most of the husbands are, they wanted to take alcohol, and to night time they have to beat into the wife. These kind of cases are called as harassment cases. These harassment cases also handled by the high courts only. Okay, in case the case is not, judgment is not a good, any kind of two parties. There are two kinds of parties are there. One is appeal the case, to giving appeal to any cases. The case which has to divide into two parties are there who are appeal the case, who are giving the complaint. Suppose a wife and husband is there. Husband always harassing the wife. So wife should be go to the police station, appeal. Appeal means request. Appeal means request. Here appeal, it is a request to be given to the first witness. Actually that's called a first witness. So noted all the kinds of points what she is telling, and the policeman should be file a FIR, first information report. FIR means first information report. According to the first information report, the case will be going to the further step. So appeals is a very important thing. Appeals means requesting to how it is the case is going on. And opponent is there. Opponent should have there are two kinds of things are they have to take the information from opponent, also the policeman take the information. So every case, these two kinds of people are not satisfy the court of high court judgment. That means court judgment is not satisfied it. So that they are wants to giving that the court will be give the permission to move to the Supreme Court. Yes, it is happens like that only. These two person, otherwise wife is not satisfied the judgment of High Court, otherwise husband is not satisfied the judgment of High Court. With the permission of High Court judge, only the case will be moved to the Supreme Court. Understand? And Supreme Court also, the Supreme Court judgment also is ultimate. Supreme Court judgment also is not at all satisfied. That means with the permission of Supreme Court judges, they will be moved to the President also. President. Actually, Supreme Court judgment will be going on with the help of the President only. President advises only the Supreme Court judge should be announce the judgment in the court, not in the other places. Now these all the cases are handled in the High Court. What about the district courts? Yes, district wise. So one more point children, here High Court it is there. High Court it is not at all kinds of areas. At least 5 lakhs people, more than 5 lakhs people are there in a particular state or in the otherwise that places are arranging the high courts only. Below 5 lakhs people are there, they are not at all arranging the high courts in the particular state. Like the example of Goa, Goa is the example, it's a very less population in the state of Goa, so there is no high court in the place of Goa. And now come to the point of district courts. Yes, in the district courts we have that district level only. Every district one court it is there. But this is also based on the population only. Sometimes 2 districts only 1 court it is there. Local courts are there. District courts only. So Visakhapatnam is a very big area. So they are arranging 1 court. And according to the Anakapalli, we have, more than people are there. In the Anakapalli, we have 1 court, it is there. That means more than 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs people are there in the place. We have to arranging about the district courts only. So like that, the small villages are there. Those small villages, they are not at all arranging the district courts. According to this, what are the cases are handling the district courts? Mainly very small cases. These are cases like small cases only handling. What are the small cases? Thefting cases, pickpocketing, chain smacker. Those are the things we have to call the district courts only handling these things, not more than High Court and Supreme Courts. Some small cases about that in the places of street vendors. Some kinds of street vendors are there. Those one vendor to another vendor, otherwise seller to customer, those cases, and small accident case, not major accidents, minor accident cases. Minor accident cases in the place the person is break the leg or hand, otherwise his bike will be spoiled. Such kind of cases. In the such accident cases also handling the district courts only. Accident cases also handling the district courts. Even though here also I am telling you, here also if any 2 persons, the persons are not able to interested about the judgment is not satisfied, that should be moved to the High Court with the permission of district judges only. Then it is going to the High Court, no problem. But nowadays more cases are pending. Thousands of cases are they have to pending in the courts, and 20 years, 30 years of that much of cases are there in the High Court and the Supreme Courts. According to this, these pending cases purpose, our India, one more step for the poor people purpose, they have to arrange in the Lok Adalats. Lok Adalat is a people's court. No kind of that means no one take the money, lawyers, judges or any other people. Documentation charges or any other kind of charges also, they did not take any kind of money from the people. It is a very important for the poor people. It is a very advantageable about the poor people regarding the Lok Adalats. Lok Adalats are giving that in everywhere in all the around in India. According to this situation, I want to share one important question. What is the difference between criminal cases and civil cases? Criminal cases are comes under it is in the criminal judgments only. The people are have murder cases and robbery cases or any kind of fundamental rights. If any kind of criticize any your rights, those are called the criminal cases. These criminal cases are different for the civil cases. Civil cases are, it is a normal cases, pickpocketing, chain smoker and all small accident cases and wife and husband about that any kind of disputes, divorce cases about wife and husband divorce cases, all these comes under the civil cases. Okay, these all the cases are we have to under the control of the Supreme Court only. Every month the High Court should be send all the case details every month. That is the responsibility of the High Court. The High Court should be important. Then High Court, they have to send all the cases, what kind of cases they are handling the particular month and what kind of judgment is going on and what it is, who are the people are involving that. All the details are sent to the Supreme Court every month. That is the responsibility of the High Court. Whereas district courts also, it is responsibility what are the cases are handled in the particular month. All the details are sent to the High Court compulsory. This means all the High Courts are under the control of the Supreme Court and all the district courts are under the control of the High Court. But all these courts are, they have to run according to the articles, according to the schedules of the Indian Constitution only. As per the Indian Constitution rules, there are some kind of standard rules or they have to given in our Indian Constitution. As per that rules only, the judges are given the punishment to the particular persons who are there in that, who are really they have to do about the things which are the kinds of any kind of thefting or any robbery or anything. So this kind of situation, what we discuss about this, judiciary is a very important concept in the court of law. Is important. There is no law, we can't do any kind of things in our society. Thank you. Thank you.
If you like this video, you just like and subscribe the channel and share this video.